Wotcher Nooklings. It is Friday and it is the 27th of June. I had to think about that. Work's still a mess. I've got to go in a couple of hours earlier today and I'm still doing my overtime. But before we get into that, I have got a new toy to get into. Now this is hopefully going to help with my sculpting, so I'm going to set it up over on the messy desk and you're going to come along with me. It is Sunday. It is the 13th of July. It's been a while since I've recorded anything for the vlog. I did a little bit of tidying yesterday, which I'll have included the footage for that before this bit. This has been a heck of a week, okay? So I won't go into full details with all of it. There is one bit I will do. So a couple of family members have been taken quite seriously ill. So we've had that to deal with. And then on top of that, I am being made redundant. So on Friday, we had a meeting with the regional and the area manager of our company, and they told us they were closing our store, which we knew it was going to happen at some point because we had a shop open almost directly opposite to us. It's like a few shops down, but close enough that it was going to impact our sales. We knew that. And then Aldi opened after that, so yeah, obviously that's had a huge effect on our sales, especially as we are a convenience store. and the prices do tend to be a bit higher. But it is, it is what it is. So the shop closes officially on the 25th, so not much time. And then we have about a week or so to help pack up the shop and send stuff off to other stores. We have two options. Basically, we either get made redundant or we go to another store. However, for me personally, I can only be made redundant because of not being able to drive, and most of these other stores are just way too out in the sticks, or the buses that do go there just aren't reliable enough. So it's a pain. Now, for those of you not in the UK, we have a system, the job centre, where they help you find new jobs. We're already sort of registered with them because I'm not doing full-time work, so you kind of have to. I've been within the threshold they want you to be making. Obviously that's now not going to happen. The weird thing is, though, you can't tell them in advance, even if you know the date that you're finishing your work. I discovered this when I stopped working at Tesco, because I knew obviously the date I was going to finish that job, but yeah, you can't tell them till after the fact. Anyway, so what that's put into my mind is I'm going to be moving forward with some projects I had planned anyway. I was just planning them for a lot further down the line. Like, obviously I'm still working on the novel, just swinging around a little bit. I've got 3 of these things sorted. I've just got one more left to sort of define. The rest of it is all stuff that will be done when I do the rewrite. I've already read through the second draft, but obviously writing a novel does take quite a bit of time. Now, I have made a small investment of something that I think is going to be extremely helpful. I'll get into that when it turns up. It's coming today, but of course I'm still working today, because that's the thing. I am still going to be doing the full-time hours up until we close, because our colleague that was off isn't going to be coming back, because there's no point, just for a few weeks. So yeah, I'm doing as much as I can sort of between my days off and the hours I've got before I actually go into work. So yeah, I'll get into that when that turns up, because I'll do a section on it, probably tomorrow. Yeah, so I'm going to be creating some things, and obviously I'll take you guys along for the process. I don't want to give too much away just yet. I'll probably do a dedicated video, I think, or probably be a series actually, because it's going to take a lot of work, because even though like technically drawing can be quicker than writing, the drawing itself, but like concepting things and just making all these plans. Bonus is that because we're closing, there's a whole heck of work that we don't actually need to do anymore. So my boss has actually given me permission to draw whilst I'm at work, which is fantastic. I literally just sit behind the till with the aircon, which is nice because out back there is no aircon, and so it gets ridiculously hot out there. Yeah, so I just get to chill, which is really, really nice. And I've been planning all these things, started on Friday straight away pretty much, and now doing more yesterday, and I'll do some more today, I think. Yeah, I'm going to be creating some new characters and things like that. I think that's all you need to know right now. I've got a few intros I want to record before I head out to work, because I've got about an hour before I need to get something to eat before I go. Yeah, so that is where I'm up to at the minute. There have been delays in projects I've been working on because of being at work, but I think now, because I've also bought a second gooseneck so that I'm not messing around moving it over every time, because every time I move it, depending on the project I'm working on, I am readjusting the height and the angle and everything, and then when I move it back, it's a pain to try and figure out roughly how I had it in the first place. Now I've got a second one. I can have one on each desk and not worry about it, have them both set for what I need for the project that I'm working on, which is going to make life so much easier. It is getting rather chaotic up here again, and I do need to sort it out. Probably start on that on Tuesday, I think, but I've got an appointment in the afternoon, so we'll just see how it goes, because like I said, I also want to be working on these projects that I've got planned out, as well as my videos aren't going to change. You know, I'm not going to be doing a whole load of these dedicated videos all in one go. I'll sort of spread them out in between my general videos. I may stop the Pokemon videos and potentially the vlog videos. We'll just see. I mean, I've got some cards. I'm just looking at them at the minute. I have got some cards to open. Yeah, we'll just see how things go, basically. I've got a schedule planned out for July and August, but I may change things around again. We'll just see. But yeah, that's going to be enough waffling for now, and I am going to get into today. It is Monday, and we've got a few new art supplies I just wanted to share with you really quickly. A couple I got locally, new shop. The shop itself has been open for a while, but they've only just started selling actual art supplies. They normally sell prints, locally made stuff, things like that. I've not looked completely at it because it's not the kind of thing I'm into, but I happen to know the owner. He's one of my regulars, and he gives me 10% off, which is really cool. So I got an acrylic pad, which is something I have been wanting to get and test out. I have taken a page out that I used in the bear paw video, just to try and not waste as much paint. And then I got this teeny tiny detail brush. Hang on. It's Winsor Newton Galeria, and it is 00, and that is super fine. Let's go that way. Will you focus? Probably not. Come on. No, it's not going to. But yeah, I really needed a new detail brush. Now the next thing, I've already opened this because it's actually, I'm using it in the next art video, the one coming up on Saturday, and that is 96 Ohuhu markers, which I'm really excited to be using those. I've not actually done the artwork yet for the video, but I have opened them and swatched them, so I'm going to be doing the artwork probably tomorrow because time is marching on already. But the one I'm really excited for, and that I am hoping is going to help with where I go from here after being made redundant, is in, well, got an extra bit of paper with it. It's alright, it's just part of my manuscript. Yeah, is in here. So let's get into it. Quite excited for this one. So it doesn't want to come out. There it is. We have a box within a box. The question is there another box in this box? And the answer is yes. I had a feeling there might be. But in a way it's good. Ta-da! Got the Canvas Slate 11. I did miss out on the Prime Day sale with this one just because I'd had the thought of getting it the day that it ended, but I didn't get a chance to speak to Jay about it, see what he thought. This I did take out of the computer budget to purchase this, but I'll get more into that in a bit. In fact, probably another day. But let's go to the desk and get it opened up. So let's see if we can get into this. There's that one. Where does it open? Okay, like that. Try and do it gently. There we go. This one. Oh, that's the case. Cool. And this is the tablet. Take that out. Yep. So I have been wanting to get a portable tablet for some time. I just haven't got around to doing it. Because the one I've got just connects to the computer, which is fine, but like, because I want to be able to draw whenever, sort of, at the moment it's too hot upstairs, especially in the evenings when I've not been in and I can't have the fan on. So it'd just be nice to be able to work on stuff whilst I'm downstairs. And I can't use the tablet with the computer at the minute anyway. There we go. There's the camera. Does look really, really nice. And I'm going to have to be super careful with this. In fact, I'm going to put it straight in its case because I don't trust myself. Because I am just clumsy and that's all there is to it. Right, how do we get in? There we go. There's two reasons I got the 11. One is obviously it's smaller and therefore cheaper, because if I'd have got the 13 it would have been all my computer budget that I've got saved. But also I didn't want anything huge anyway, so there we go. That is, nope, not in. Come on. Okay, let's try this the other way. Does not want to go. There we go. I have the same issue with my phone case sometimes. Just doesn't want to clip in. There we go. And the pen goes in there. That's quite cool. Now there is one sort of, I wouldn't call it a drawback, but I've never really learned how to draw digitally properly. I just kind of make it up as I go along. Quick start guide. What have we got here? Well, that would be for memory cards, I assume, and then the spare nibs. So I'm going to put that back in there. I'm going to get this charged so it's ready to use later, and we'll see how we get on. It is Wednesday and I've already got a lot done today. It's 11:30 and I've actually been up since 6:20. I just woke up maybe at 5:30, I'm not sure, but I didn't get up straight away. Tried to get back to sleep, didn't happen, so yeah. Anyway, that's that. But it means I've read, done some reading, I've started editing the manuscript. Yeah, just actually editing, not just a read through, putting some fixes in. So I got the first 3 chapters of that done, I think. I've finished editing tonight's video, which is a World Building Wednesday video, and that is currently uploading to YouTube, so quite happy with that. Next on the agenda is to get some tidying done, because as I've mentioned, up here it's starting to look like a disaster again. I really want to get back to working on my Create This book, so that I can get that video done. That one I think is going to take a lot of editing. There's certainly been a lot of files to upload. Yeah, so I don't know how long that one's going to take me to do. I'm hoping I can get it out soon. I've got one planned for next Saturday, so it's currently the 16th of July. So I've got an art video already planned, mostly filmed. I just got to do the outro for it. But I was also debating if I wanted to do anything else with the artwork or leave it as is. I'm probably going to leave it as is, because I'm not really sure what to do, what else I could do with it, because it was just a quick doodle, really, testing out a new art supply. So hopefully the Create This book can go out after that. I've also got another prompt book that I've ordered that is arriving on Friday, I think, that I'll be quite keen to get going and get that video out as soon as possible, but we shall see. So I'm going to stop waffling. So this is what happens when you've been up so long. Oh, which reminds me, the no caffeine is actually going great. I've had some difficult days. I can't remember if I've updated you on this or not. I've not really looked back at my footage for this vlog yet. That's going out on Monday, so if I'm repeating myself, I apologise, it happens. But yeah, the no caffeine is going really well. I haven't touched it since the mishap with the Lucasade. I have been tempted, you know, when we've had the heat, because you don't sleep properly, and days like today have been tempting because obviously I've been up for hours already and I'm really getting tired, and I still got work this afternoon. But it is what it is, you know, and I've come this far. I know if I had caffeine now at this point, I'd probably be awake for 2 days, which wouldn't help anything. But yeah, it's willpower, which can be tricky, but, you know, getting through it, and that's the main thing. I think I'm at the 3-month mark, nearly, maybe. I can't remember. I can work it out roughly from when the first video went up. Yeah, so like I said, I'm going to stop waffling. Let's get tidying. is Saturday the 19th of July and it's still been a bit of a week. So Jay went to his mum's on Wednesday. He's staying there at the minute 'cause she was one of the family members in hospital. But again, I won't go into detail about that for her privacy's sake, all the rest of it. Then Thursday, Mum and Dad came over. Now, I knew they were visiting, but I wasn't expecting to see them till next week, just because of everything going on. And like I said, they don't always come visit straight away when it's the day they arrive. Yeah, so that was a bit chaotic, especially as I'd started doing some tidying downstairs, and then I had to quickly finish it because I'd intended on spreading it out throughout the day so that I could get some artwork done and stuff for videos. The seagulls are starting again. I will get a mic probably when I get the computer sorted. Anyway, so yeah, Mum and Dad came for a few hours on Thursday, make sure I was okay. Thursday was also the day we had our redundancy meeting. I forget what they actually called it, but it was an individual meeting with the area manager to talk about what we wanted to do. So your options were to get transferred to another store or sort of another area of the company, you know, office work. I'm not doing office work. I've never done office work. I don't want to do office work. It would bore me to tears. Or take the redundancy. Now, I also got asked if I'd be willing to relocate. This job is just above minimum wage, I think. I'm lost track of what minimum wage is at the minute. I just know I'm getting a bit more than it. So no, I am not uprooting my entire life, even though we've only been here a few years, but I am not uprooting everything for a job of that nature. It's just not worth it whatsoever. I nearly laughed, but I managed to stay professional-ish. And yeah, then there's a local-ish store, another one, but it's not local enough, especially the fact, like I said, I don't drive, so it'd be buses. I would be spending more than an hour's worth of wages on bus fare, so not worth it in the slightest. So yeah, I will be taking the redundancy. I haven't told them that yet, but that will be this week's meeting because there's meetings all the time at the minute. Well, not literally all the time, but it's every week or something. Anyway, but because of how short service I've been there, I get zip. You know, I am 2 months off the minimum. You have to have been there 2 years. I would have been there 2 years in October, and our final date is August. So yeah, 2 months off, but whatever. So there's that. Jay should be coming home on Monday, which is good because, you know, I've missed him a lot. And yeah, at work itself, we've been doing a lot more. You know, the first few days we didn't need to do much. Like I said, my boss was allowing me to draw on shift, but now it's like we've got to get everything reduced that needs reducing, that isn't going to be transferred to another store. There's all that going on. Oh, and yesterday, Friday, I was at the dentist. Now, obviously, those of you in the UK, you know the situation with NHS dentists at the minute. It's not a good one. But long story short, because of the situation with the dentist, I had to go to one that's quite some distance away. It's about an hour and a half on the bus, a bit more than that maybe, because I had to take 2 buses, so there's the wait time between the two. And my shift was meant to be covered because of that, and obviously I didn't want to rush to get back, but unfortunately the person who was meant to be covering my shift decided he wasn't going to. So my manager called me on Thursday in a bit of a panic. You know, she obviously needed someone to shut the shop, so I said, well, I'd do it. You know, we worked out I'd probably be home between 4 and 5, so I'd just be doing the last couple of hours and shutting up the shop. As it happens, they saw me before my appointment was due, and I was actually out by the time my appointment was supposed to start, which was really good. And I was really shocked to discover that I need barely any work done because it's been so long. It's been close to 15 years, I think I worked out, since I last saw a dentist. Various reasons, not just the dental crisis at the minute, but there's other reasons to it as well. I was expecting to need fillings and extractions and all the rest of it, but I don't, which is really, really good. I just need a deep clean, you know, easy, I hope. Yeah, I don't do well with dentists, but yeah, she was a lovely lady. And so, yeah, that was that. But because of having the appointment early and everything, it meant I only had to wait 4 minutes for my bus home, and I got into work just after 3, which worked out quite well. So I've not really had much time for art this week. I would have done some on the tablet last night, but I was just so exhausted. I knew I wasn't going to be able to concentrate or anything, so I just watched some YouTube. But the last thing I want to... This is a very sneak peek of something for the next project I'm going to be working on. It's from a fellow art YouTuber. You'll see that very, very soon. I'm going to open it in a minute and do the intro for that video, purely because this one's going to take some planning. I want to make sure I get it done right and everything like that. I don't want to rush it. Still been working on the manuscript when I can. Got some more done this morning. Got some editing sorted. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for now. Yes, that is going to be it for this vlog. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Remember to stay uniquely you, and I shall catch you Nooklings later.